Imagine standing tall like a lighthouse, guiding others through their darkest storms. The waves crash against you, the winds howl, but you remain unshaken. Yet, here's the harsh truth. The ships you save don't love the lighthouse. They only value its light when they're lost or desperate. Once the sea calms, they sail away, leaving the lighthouse alone in the storm. Sound familiar? You've been the steady presence in someone's life, always available, always giving. But despite your efforts, they've grown distant. You're left wondering, why isn't my loyalty enough? Let's break this down and uncover the truth behind why people take us for granted and how we can reclaim our power. 1. The trap of constant availability. Think about this. Have you ever gone out of your way to be there for someone, believing your kindness and loyalty would make them appreciate you? Instead, it feels like the more you give, the less they value you. Here's why. When you're always available, people stop seeing your presence as special. They start expecting it. Humans naturally value what is rare and hard to attain. When you're always there, they don't have to work for your attention. Your kindness becomes predictable, like the light of the lighthouse, always shining, always dependable. But being dependable without boundaries teaches people to take you for granted. 2. Are you loved or just needed? Let's get real. Are you trying to be loved, or are you settling for being needed? There's a big difference. Being needed often feels good at first. You're the problem solver, the comforter, the one they turn to in tough times. But when the storm passes, they move on, leaving you drained and questioning your worth. It's time to stop confusing being needed with being valued. True love and respect come when you set boundaries and show people that your presence is a privilege, not a guarantee. 3. Stop handing out the manual on how to use you. Here's a hard pill to swallow. We teach people how to treat us. If you've been endlessly giving, never saying no, and always prioritizing others over yourself, you've handed them a manual on how to take advantage of you. It's not entirely their fault. You showed them that your love and energy come without limits. But guess what? You can rewrite that manual. Starting now, you can teach people how to treat you with respect. It's not selfish, it's survival. You're allowed to prioritize your well-being. 4. The lifeboat analogy. Picture this. You're a lifeboat. When someone's drowning, they cling to you, desperate for help. You keep them afloat, thinking, they need me. They care about me. But as soon as they reach the shore, they walk away without a second thought. The lifeboat wasn't their destination. It was just a tool to get there. This dynamic plays out in relationships every day. People value you for what you can do for them, not for who you are. It's a painful realization, but it's also empowering. You can choose to stop being a lifeboat and start being a lighthouse that shines for itself. 5. Setting boundaries. Protect your peace. Boundaries aren't about keeping people out. They're about protecting your energy. Think of your life as a beautiful garden. If you let everyone trample through it without limits, they'll destroy it. But if you set a fence and only allow in those who respect your space, your garden will thrive. Start small. The next time someone calls only when they need something, pause before answering. Ask yourself, does this person respect my time and energy? If the answer is no, it's okay to say no. Kindness doesn't mean endless availability. 6. Loving with roots, not chains. Have you ever tried to hold on to someone by giving more and more, sacrificing your own needs in the process? You thought if you loved them harder, they'd stay. But love built on chains, on fear and sacrifice, will always break. Real love is like a tree with deep roots. It grounds you while letting you grow. When you love with roots, you trust. You trust that what's meant for you will stay, not because you're forcing it, but because it chooses to. Loving with roots means valuing yourself enough to walk away from relationships that drain you. 7. Choosing yourself isn't selfish. One of the biggest fears people have is being seen as selfish. But choosing yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. You can't pour from an empty cup. Sacrificing yourself for others isn't love, it's self-neglect. Think of the safety instructions on an airplane. Put on your oxygen mask first before helping others. The same applies to life. You can't show up fully for others until you've taken care of yourself. 8. Affirmation. I choose me. Say it with me. I choose me. Not tomorrow, not someday, but now. Choosing yourself means setting boundaries, reclaiming your energy, and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. It's about living for yourself, not for the approval of others. Declare it. Write it down. Post it in the comments. Make it your mantra. Because the moment you choose yourself, you begin to teach others how to treat you. 9. Balance. Give, but don't burn out. Being kind and giving doesn't mean losing yourself. You can care for others without sacrificing your well-being. Imagine a river flowing through a valley. It nourishes the land, but if it gives too much, it runs dry. A healthy river knows when to flow and when to rest. You're the same. You can give, but you also need to recharge. Protect your energy, and you'll be able to show up for the right people in the right way. 10. Be the sun, not a shooting star. You are not a shooting star, burning yourself out to make someone else's wish come true. You are the sun, constant, powerful, and self-sustaining. You don't need anyone's approval to shine. The right people will appreciate your light without you having to chase them. Focus on being your best self, with or without them. The moment you stop chasing and start shining for yourself, you'll attract the right people into your life. Closing thought. You're not the villain for choosing yourself. You're the hero of your story. Every time you say no to disrespect, you say yes to your peace. Every time you walk away from what breaks you, you move closer to the life you deserve. It's not easy. You'll have moments of doubt, but remember this: you are worthy of love that lifts you up, not love that weighs you down. So stand tall, shine bright, and never forget, you are enough, just as you are.